There we go. Oh, hopefully we're in. Hopefully audio's all good. Hopefully music isn't too loud. Hello, everyone. And welcome. I'm pretty sure I'm in. We're good. We're easy. We're chill. Oh, not gonna lie. I was scarfing down and scrambling to get everything ready before stream started because like most things in my life, I leave it to the last minute. On that, hopefully everyone's well. Hello, if you're in chat, be sure to say hello or lurk, up to you. Otherwise, we're just gonna be talking about some, some nerd shit, as it's called. Nerd shit, to be specific. But if you're here, thank you for giving me your time. Hopefully I can be of some entertainment to you for your sleeping, your studying, your general entertainment, your main screen, or, second monitor entertainment. I'm gonna say it's Attack on Titan Sax, but I like Sax more, dude. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome. Mercy, welcome back. I recall that cat being in the exact same box the other day. Mad respect. Hopefully the cat's doing well. Welcome, welcome. So for today's kind of stream, I wanted to talk a bit about the God Hand because I've been planning a video and thinking about some stuff about them. Not really a God Hand video, but thinking about them. I thought, oh, you know what? This might be an interesting stream to talk to with people who may have some theories. Because the more I think about the God Hand, the less God Hand like they are, which is probably the point. But that's why I wanted to get some pro. I'm no pro. Believe it or not, even though I've got the channel, I'm not a pro. I know nothing. I know literally probably the least amount in terms of Berserk lore and background. But, like, I can still hold my own, probably a little bit. Let me know if this music is a bit too loud. I've got it really tight. I don't have my headphones on because they annoy me. But yeah, let me know if they're chill. I don't have any visual aids because it's not really that interesting or important. But what I wanted to try and check out is talking about the God Hand in an essence where how it works, right? How people talk about what the God Hand is, maybe what their motives are, but we don't talk about the, what is it called? The politics of the God Hand, right? And that's something I want to talk about. And maybe people can give me some extra context to maybe like help me nail this prediction down. Because essentially what I'm thinking of in terms of the politics of the God Hand is pretty much what is it about how they select candidates, right? Hey Zaid, welcome back. How you doing? How they select candidates, right? Because I've been, doing some research on Baylits and all that sort of stuff. And essentially I've come to the conclusion that when they select candidates for God Hand members, they have to have certain qualities, right? And what does that mean? Does that mean that the qualities of certain God Hand or soon to be God Hand members include like, the like Slan has to be something related to sin? Does Griffith need to have ambition? Stuff like that. Sharma, bro, love your content. Oh, thanks, man. Cheers. No, you're fire. Appreciate it. Dude, I'm just a lowly little gamer trying to make some content, you know what I mean? All good. But I'm curious if anyone really knows this, because when I think about the God Hand and like how they choose, because I was doing, you'll see it in actually a future. Like there have been 5 Eclipse festivals that we know of, 5 God Hand members. Were there ones previous? How do they choose in selecting him? Who gets to choose? Is it the idea of evil? Is it void? I don't know. It's not really maybe like a video idea, but I don't know, something I would say like would be interesting to talk about for today's stream, right? Because it's very theory based. We can just talk all night about it, right? Faraday, you'd say void, would say causality probably. So that's the thing, is eventually causality has to mean someone, right? It doesn't have to, right? I'm not saying it does. But I guess when I say has to mean someone, I guess it'd be more interesting if there was someone behind the scenes, I guess, right? Instead of it just being random. Kind of. Let me zoom in. There we go. Now we're really close. Are we being the God Hand without magic? I'd say you'd be pretty crazy not to be trying to beat the God Hand without magic. You know what I mean? Oh, by the way, I have chat, which that looks awful, by the way. So I'm going to try and fix that. Bear with me. But to beat the God Hand without it, ugh. How magic? I don't know. TB, are we taking the idea of evil as a canon concept in this discussion? Sure, why not? Sure, why not? Who's the strongest God Hand? Probably the first one, which would be Void. I mean, he created the brand. Probably the strongest. I assume. 1 second. I'm just going to change everyone's text because that looks awful. But I would say that Void is the strongest. Wouldn't you all agree? Question mark. Because the way I see it, I'd say he has to be. Oh, there we go. It's white. Save. Saved. Oh, now it's gone. Because yeah, if he was the first, let's assume he was the first. Let's assume he was the very first God Hand. Let's assume in that flashback, all the other beings near him weren't God Hand members, they were apostles. He'd probably be the strongest. I mean, Slann could be killed. Her physical form was killed in Quiptha. So one would believe it's possible. Oh, never mind. There we go. All right, so that should be a bit better. I might make it actually bigger. But like, yeah, surely. Make that a little bit. Oh. One detail I love about the God Hand is how, while the other four constantly bounce off one another in their discussions, whenever Void himself speaks, everyone else is silent. Yeah, because he's the head honcho, right? You don't talk when the guy's speaking, right? Kind of cringe, right? What's Griffith's powers? I saw Tranquil, pretty sure is his name. He made a video about that, essentially talking about what Griffith's powers could be. And he had a pretty good theory of that Griffith is somewhat similar to like Hermes in terms of being able to control dreams and also be in the physical and the metaphysical, like switch between the two, which I say is likely, right? So like, sure, right? Like, I mean, that's what hopefully we'll find in the future chapters. I'm sure Shirke will probably figure that out, but he exists in between the two, just like Guts, but on another level where he can control when he is hit and when he isn't. Because it's almost like he's a reincarnation, but he's also not there. But he does make physical contact with things. He makes physical contact with Charlotte. You know, we definitely know that. So he also makes, you know, he also makes like contact. Well, Rickard makes contact with him, which is, you know, awesome. Very pog of him to do. Oh, there we go. There's people. Woo. Well, the chat is fucking huge. I'm just gonna show a little tiny bit. Yeah. How can Void be the first one if he is linked to Skull Knight? Wouldn't it make more sense if he is the latest? The latest. Seductive Potato. I'm trying to analyze what you're putting down here. Give me a sec. How can Void be the first one? He is still. Hang on. I think you're blowing my mind a bit here. There we go. Sorry, I'm genuinely trying to listen to you guys, but also fix this fucking stupid chat. Not you, the actual thing. How can Void be the first one if he's linked to Skull Knight? Wouldn't it make more sense if he's the latest addition to the God Hand sign? I don't think so. Right? I think he could still be. No, I don't know. Like, I think he'd be the first one in terms of invoking. Like, here's the thing. When I say first one in terms of God Hand, I mean like whoever Void was as a human, because they all used to be human. We know that. He had to have invoked the will of maybe the idea of evil and struck a deal. Something like that. Like, no cap. That's what my genuine theory, probably. You know. Man, I'm really not working with this. Hey, that'll work. Right? We happy with that? That looks kind of up there. And we'll get a better one in the future. Are you accepting of Guts fusion, the Dragon Slayer, and the Sword of Action? I think it's cool. It's a cool idea. I don't know if there's any kind of setup to make it feel like that would happen. So maybe it could be kind of cool, but not anything that makes me go, whoa, I have to see that. That makes sense. I think what makes one qualified to be a god hand angel instead of just an impossible is a greater ambition than just indulging in simple desires like violence, power, battle. TB, I think some may think it's simple desires, but then to whoever the user is or to whoever they were as a human, maybe they're not. Maybe that's all it needs. Like, if you think about it, the simple desires of the god hand is like to spread it's to spread fucked up shit, just to invoke the idea of evil. I don't know, like, is that not right? Also kind of true. You know what I mean? So it kind of feels like it's kind of like the same thing, right? Greater ambition. I guess, well, for Griffith's position, yes. Because that's what he invoked, right? But what was the greater ambition of the other ones? Conrad's? Literally spread more disease? God hand have life expectancy? I think they do. Either they have life expectancy or they either have life expectancy or they choose, I think I talked about this last stream if anyone was in here, or they choose to stick around for X amount of years, and then when they finally decide to end their own lives because they're so content, they do, and then they find a new version to replace that one. Which probably every seat seems like it holds a certain purpose. Like Void is the father of it. Slan is kind of like sin. Conrad's like pestilence, right, and disease. And then Griffith is ambition. Ubik, a bit more vague in terms of trying to figure that out for me. But you know, I think that would be how the God Hand works logistically. Kind of crazy maybe if you guys think, but I think that's maybe how it works, is that there is an order into what kind of people need to become the God Hand. They all need to have the same agreement on how evil works, or how they think the world should work in terms of fucked up shit. But I think, yeah, that's what I think, at least. I don't know. Zaid, I think Griffith will try to take down the God Hand and will use the Elf Island power, and one of a kind conflict will happen. Guts and Casket might play a major role in that. Slan, however, whoa, Slay. I think she will do her own thing as always. But yeah, I'm very much of the idea that Griffith will become so ambitious that he will be willing to fight the God Hand for its own head seat, legitimately. I think that's a pretty damn good assumption to make, really. What do you think is the next power for Guts? Probably being able to temper the Berserker armor on his own. Maybe. Maybe. Wonder how much time passed outside of Elfhelm since Griffith's here. Void was possibly... That'd be kind of cool if he was from Elfhelm. There was like a mage that went rogue and became the God Hand. That'd be insane. Potato. I thought the popular theory was that Void was a friend to Skull Knight and that he used an egg and sacrificed Skull Knight's kingdom part of the God Hand. I think that's a very likely theory. But it's cool. But it'd be cool if Void came from Elfhelm, met Skull Knight when he was human. You know, you feel me? And then use that to, you know, further his own ends. Bugging me. Yeah, there we go. That would be cool. Like they talk about, like they talk about how like, because they talked about that a sage was one of the reasons that Skull Knight's kingdom fell. Was that Sage Void? Where did he come from? If he's a sage, he's probably a magic user. Where do magic users usually reside to be safe from the world? Elfhelm. He came from Elfhelm because he didn't like the simplicity of it. Think of Voldemort. He left Hogwarts, he left the Wizarding World because he's like, fuck you guys, I am cool. I think I could have bigger aspirations. He becomes the right-hand man to a kingdom, and then he destroys it because, oh, what's better than being the right-hand man to a king is being a literal god. And it's just like that sense of over-ambition and inflation, right? That's what I think. Brian, glad I could tune into this. Really liking your stuff, man. Hey, I'm liking you. I don't know who you are, Brian, but I like you. I like you got a cool sense of you know, words around you. So, you know. I think if the Dragon Slayer might be a key element to Slay / God Squad. I think that's definitely likely. It'd be cool if that, like, the visual of, you know, the visual. We all love the visual of Guts hitting Ganishka through the fucking head with that thing. So I think it's very likely. Potato, by the way, keep making vids. They're great. You're going to become big. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Well, you know, if you guys keep watching, I'll keep making some, you know? That's the goal at least. Oh, by the way, if anyone is actually interested in spending a lot of time in streams, down below is an extension for, I believe, Chrome, Firefox, Safari. If you watch some streams on YouTube, that extension, if you're a casual Ludwig enjoyer like myself, you'll find that extension makes YouTube chat a bit more like Twitch chat. So you can change the color of your name, stuff like that. If you want to use it, don't have to. But I think it just makes it look cooler so that when you watch it through your viewfinder, it's much nicer. It's a bit chiller. You know what I mean? Void is probably some kind of Griffith to Skull Knight who was, yeah, I'd say Faraday. Very likely. Very likely. If not, that'd be a crazy parallel to not use. But I think Nero was smart enough to be like, you know what? That's a great parallel. I'm definitely going to use that. I'm smart enough to use my own parallels in story. I know what I'm doing, you know? That's what I think at least. So I think he would definitely do that. Man, this like way it set up my anxiety in terms of everything looks good. Slime might have known him as human. Also, love your vids. Cat's doing great. I'm glad the cat's doing well, Mercy. I hope it's enjoying its box. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for enjoying vids. I noticed that the Zod one has grown quite exponentially on my end. I uploaded it, and after a day, it grown faster than Skull Knight, which I would then say is probably, we're going by popularity contest. I would assume that we'll like Zod more than Skull Knight. That would be my assumption there. I would think Guts fusion his Dragon Slayer and the Gate of Astral World and rename it God Slayer. That'd be cool, actually. Dragon Slayer does really roll off the tongue. God Slayer, it's too on the nose, you know what I mean? It needs to be like God Breaker or something like that, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't know. Not bad, Grunt, not bad. I think you're on the right track, though. Do you believe the end villain conflict will be against Void or Femto? Femto has never really technically, when Miura was writing it, and I think Koji would probably want to go around the same road, has never been identified as the villain, right? He always talked about how when Griffith came back, he is just going to do his thing like he's the main character, which he kind of is in his story. You know, he is the hero that saved the world and has created a home for all living beings without any of them realizing that he is actually one of the worst humans ever. But that's how history works, right? Some of the greatest and most noble people in our history that changed the world for future generations and millennia were one of the worst people ever. So I think he won't be the main villain that we need to destroy. I think that would be Void in the God Hand, because then the world will be free of their influence. But I think Femto probably won't be able to go home free. You know what I mean? He won't be able to go home free. He's got some jail time probably to do. That would be my answer, TP. Not too sure. Zaid, you got the PS5 fan thing? Yeah, man. This cost only $500. Turns out, not a PS5, which I wish the guy had told me it, but it's an AC. So, I can't play Miles Morales, but I can stay warm. And in a way, it's almost like owning a PS4. Which I do also have, that keeps me, because that thing sounds like a fucking airplane when it's going off. So you take what you can get. Am I right, chat? Can I get it right in chat? Brian, you may be smart enough to use your own parallels in a story, but are you smart enough to have earned some sort of post-secondary education? Yes. Me? Yes. Other people? Don't know. Ross Pat, do you think that Skull Knight will end up betraying Guts in any capacity? Yes. Is that actually, no, did you just trick me? Because that's a video I have? Are you memeing me right now? Don't meme me. If you're memeing me, well done. You did it. But don't do that ever again. But yes, maybe not betray, but he's looking at it. He's looking in his own interest. Flora asked him one time, are you willing to use him and have him become a struggler, or you genuinely care for him? And he didn't answer that. So that leaves it open to, at first, yeah, I'm going to look after myself. Then he might feel guilty. Then he'll probably go backwards. That would be the typical arc of Skull Knight, where he's like, all these years, it took me 1,000 years to figure out what you figured out, struggler. And now it's time for me to learn from you and be like, you know what? I'm not gonna go after revenge. I'm gonna help you. You know what I mean? Grunt, you think Zod will die a couple chapters? I think maybe Cap, maybe. Unlikely Cap. But then again, I don't know, right? In terms of the pace of the stories I think Studio Gaga probably know that a lot of people are going to be like, people are coming in being so long ago since they read the latest chapter that they probably feel like they need to ramp things back up, which is what they're definitely doing. Aiden, welcome back. How are you doing? What do you think that the Squad God lives are like? How Griffith still dwells among the humans and how they interact with each other. I think Slan, that would imply they have physical forms, which Ubik definitely does. Slan had in Clipper. So that would indicate, yeah, no, maybe they probably do. I'm not too sure. I don't think Void would. I think he'd be above it all. Probably very arrogant where he's like, oh my god, I don't need to be physical anymore. Osama. I don't think Guts will ever have enough power to actually fight the God End since he's still struggling with the Apostles and is getting weaker after each use of the Berserker armor. I don't think he'll fight them one-on-one. I don't think that'd be the case. I don't even think the Berserker armor would be strong enough to fight the God Hand. Maybe wound them, maybe, you know. But he probably will get help. Similar to how, like, let's be honest, Griffith doesn't need all those apostles to fight an army. He could just do it himself. It just looks better and it makes it more realistic that he has people who are so strong that he could, you know what I mean? Fight fire with fire. And I think that's why all the humans in Midland accepted the fact that they had apostles on their side, because, you know, we have to fight demons with demons. And they're on our side. They're not eating people. They're not eating us, the good guys. They're eating the bad guys, you know what I mean? Do you think Zod will end up helping Guts? Yes, I do. He won't help him as in, like, help, like, I'm your friend now. He'll probably do the thing where... You remember how Sonya gave him that prophecy that you either need to fight a foe you can never beat, or take the sword, or take the hand of a sword that once harmed you? Something along those lines, I'm paraphrasing. I think he'll do that because it just makes the most sense. Because the prophecy didn't specifically state it was the Ganishka incident, right? She just said, this is your future. And if you are thinking like, if I was Zod and eventually down the road, I'm like, I need to one day want to fight Griffith because he is the strongest and I want to beat a challenge and I want to beat and be the strongest and fight the ultimate strongest and either die trying really well or actually have a chance. Think about it. He's going to take some, he might have to take some help. Like, no, like he had to do it with Ganishka. Clearly his pride isn't so big that he would stop, you know, he would say no to help, right? So I think that prophecy kind of maybe leads more into the future, not so much Ganishka incident, but actually Griffith incident or future battles, you know? Maybe not Griffith, again, I could be totally wrong, but definitely in the future. Like, that prophecy is there. We've shown that they can work together. They're now going to fight in the next chapter, which is this week. Let's go, fuck yeah. But like, I don't see why not that prophecy couldn't be applicable to other scenarios. You know, Zod thought it was that one instance, right? Could be Cap. It could be Cap. You know what I mean? I think Guts will intentionally use magic to beat one of the Godhead. Yeah. He won't use it. He'll be with magic users, if we're going by that definition. Use himself? I don't think he's got the patience. He always says he likes what he likes. He'll use what he uses, but, you know, that's why he's got a magic user. Zaid, as for the God Squad life, especially, I think they either live forever or transfer their forms to a higher plane, die or dethroned for a term. I think all are probably very likely. Higher plane, probably some form of death that they crave. I mean, after you being alive for so long, they probably do feel like they need some form of, like, you know, some form of release. You know what I mean? If everyone lived forever, you'd be fucking bored. You know what I mean? And I think if you're a godlike being, you probably get bored pretty easy. I want to see what Zod really looks like when he dies. Ahmet. That's pretty dark. But I like your honesty. I like your honesty. See, my main question is how will we actually beat the God Hand to the point they essentially truly lose? Well, they have to adhere to some rules, right? Let's say that the God Hand knows certain things that have to happen. Let's say you find a loophole in terms of their rules. Maybe you could exploit that, right? Like, who's to say God Hand members can't be sacrificed, right? Can they kill themselves, right? You know, stuff like that. There must be some loophole. Maybe if you destroy the idea of evil, maybe it destroys them because that's the thing that ties them together, you know? Because I remember when I was rereading, I was doing some research for a video. I remember rereading that when you become a God Hand member, you actually, when you become an apostle, the flesh and blood that you sacrifice to get a new body is now forever not yours. You can do with what you will, but it doesn't belong to you. And one day it will go back to the owner that lended it to you, right? That's why whenever apostles die, when they die, it's their human form. It's not the form that they had. You know, it doesn't just stop and decay. It reverts back to human form. So I'd say it's the same with the God Hand. If you kill one of the God Hand, their body reverts back to human, right? So it's almost like their power isn't lended to themselves. It's lended to the idea of evil, most likely. Or a third entity, whoever it may be. Because we've only been so far in the astral plane. There's a rabbit hole goes deeper. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Really looking forward to get a flashback of every God Hand member, but not sure Miura conveyed his ideas to more much detail. We can only hope. I'm sure what's great about the mystery is that we don't know, so we don't really have any expectation of what will be. So Mori can kind of, you know, that might be a blessing for him where he's like, ah, shit, Miura didn't tell me this. You know what? I'm gonna do my best. Might be pretty cool. You don't think we'll, Ahmet, you don't think we'll get any God Hand flashback? Probably not for every single one, because that takes time. Don't know how much time we have left. Probably have a lot, but, you know, in terms of how long it may feel like we're going, you know, who knows? I think Void is probably the most important one. Who do you think the old God Hand are? I don't know if there was an old God Hand. I'm kind of the mind that Void was the one who created the God Hand. If there were an old God Hand, that must mean this goes way deeper than we ever thought. This goes like millennia deep. Oh man, because now you're talking, because this will, see, the problem with it going further back means that there's even more questions, which I think that's the problem. God Squad might live for a long time and sacrifice as many lives as possible and be sacrificed to God, the idea. Yeah, I think that might be it, though. Aren't they human like Griffith? You can, they have two realms of existence. When he's in the realm of the astral plane, I'm pretty sure he's Femto. When he's in the physical, he's Griffith again. He can switch between the two on the fly, but he wasn't able to return back to the physical realm in any other, like Conrad can be in the physical realm of the rats. Slan could be in the physical realm as the troll guts. Unless they created a new version of the eclipse to happen. I think it was probably Femto who said like, I want to be reincarnated again. I want to go get my kingdom. And the God Hand went, yeah, well, you know, that's what we want you to do. We want you to do what you want to do, so we'll do it. We'll create another eclipse scenario so that you can do it. I think Guts will kill 1 or 2 God Hand before Griffith to gain his skills and experience. I think Griffith will probably help him do it, if I had to be honest, because I think the only realistic way for them to beat the God Hand is with a God Hand member. I've talked about this in a video before and someone had some good ideas about it, and I think it's likely, again, could be total cap, but I think it'd be really cool if Griffith fights against the God Hand, takes out some of, and Guts has to willingly in some way also fight them. Maybe not with Griffith, maybe we'll see, but it could be a deal where it's like, if we kill the God Hand, I'll be able to split my body from this child and you can have the child back and then I can be free of the vessel. But then again, Griffith is trying to kill a lot of sorcerers, so I'd say that maybe is flushed down the toilet at this point, that theory. But you never know. Berserk's an unpredictable story, which I think can be really interesting. It follows its promises, and in the same way, it's unpredictable. I don't think that they borrow a body since they're literally reborn, but not in a physical form, i.e. femto. It'll be interesting though to see. I don't think that, no, maybe borrow is not the right word, but when they're reborn, their original flesh is no longer theirs, right? I think that's what I mean. That makes sense. Maybe I'm paraphrasing, you know. Maybe you think we're seeing all the God Hand's human form? Oh, yeah, I think we'll see all their human form, but through one flashback that's primary around Void. I think Void will have his flashback about who he was, how he became a member of the God Hand, how he created it maybe, and then how he recruited the others. And in that process of panels, it'll be quick flashbacks to be like, this was Slan, like maybe a prostitute on the street or something. This is Conrad, he was maybe this. This is Ubik. And then that's how we'll just be like, oh yeah, well, we don't need to know the specifics, but we got the gist of what they do, you know. And plus you only probably need, if you wanted to go more in depth, you probably only need one chapter, right? The Golden Age is volumes long, but for some flashbacks you probably need a chapter. For Void, we'll probably need a couple, but for some God Hand members that, like, let's be honest, who cares about Conrad? Who cares about God, like Conrad? Let's be honest. Brandon, do you think Skull Knight killed those other God Hand members and Void gave them new bodies? No. I think that would be too... No. No. Because Griffith has a will of his own. That would imply that one of the previous is now in his body. Which could, if that were to happen, I'd be so mad, because that would imply none of the things that Griffith ever did was him. Which makes him such an interesting character, because he's such a fucked up human being that he'd be willing to sacrifice his humanity for what he wants. And then if it's just a dude who then takes control of him and makes him do all these bad, unforgivable things, nah, kind of boring. Not a bad story idea, but doesn't make sense in the tones and promises that Berserk has made. Zaid, nice channel icon though. Is that B-Sides? I found this on, I was looking at some thumbnails for like some live streaming stuff, because I thought I don't really want to use like Berserk ones all the time, especially if we maybe not talk about Berserk in future streams. So I was just looking at Legoshi stuff, because my profile picture, I changed it to like these really funny Legoshi PNGs of him throughout the manga. And then I found this one. It's a Tumblr post of him doing a pog face. And I love, like, I'm not going to lie, I'm a bit of a Twitch Andy, even though I think YouTube is probably the place to stream if you're starting. Again, I'm just starting, so this could all go down the hill. But I love that. I was just like, holy shit, it's a wolf doing a pogger. And then I pogged in real life, because I'm like, fuck, yes, let's go. Also, you said God Hand member smash or pass, and why? Wouldn't do it as a video, a bit short. But Slan, I think I said in the actual smash or pass. Go watch this on the channel. Yes, bad idea. No, it's a bad idea. Know what's gonna happen to me if I do it. But you know, I'll die like Caucus. I'll die like an average Joe. Conrad, yes. Mouth will work. Ubik, he'll talk. We'll have some nice bed talk. He might be okay. He's got those little tentacle things. Maybe it's something, maybe not. Hey, look, there's tentacle porn, so clearly there's always a will, there's a way. Void, probably the least. He's got no lips. His mouth is literally just ripped apart. Don't know what's under the cloak. Could be really nothing. Could be a lot. So I'd say literally smash for 4. Oh, Griffith, you know, obviously consensually. But Void, probably the only one I wouldn't go, honestly. Controversial, if you think, stop me. But you know what? I think if you really think about it, it just makes the most sense. On God. A game NC. I'm gonna call you C. I think Rickard will ultimately kill Griffith because it's fitting that a former member of the old band of the Hawk. Guts killing Griffith would be generic and would ruin his character development. Second part, very true. First part, he slapped him. Could he kill him? I think Rickard is also, I think that would go against Rickard's character development as well, you know? He's not in the same amount of rage as Guts, but I think he wouldn't do something that Guts wouldn't do himself, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think Rick will do it. It makes sense for an old Band of the Hawk member to do it, but like, I've talked about this in many streams and I've talked about it. I'll probably make a full video so that I never have to talk about it ever again. But I think if Griffith were to die, he wouldn't be killed by a member of the Band of the Hawk, any of the previous Band of the Hawk members. I don't think he'd be killed by a main character that we very much enjoy their time. I think it'd be killed by something else, some maybe lore of the idea of evil, something like that. Or he'll be left with nothing. Forced forever to just wander the earth as his former thing. Because if he kills the idea of evil, he loses his femto body. That's a theory. That's a theory. Not saying it's going to happen. But if it does, that'd be cool. Because then he'd be like, oh, fuck, I lose everything. You know? But like, who is the God Hand? Yili, I'm with you on that. It's hard, right? They were people. They're not gods. They've said they're not gods. They said they're not angels. They were people. They can't know truly everything in terms of causality, even though they said they can see it or know it's, you know where the river's kind of going. But they're not gods. You know what I mean? As much as we know. How do you think Guts Baylor will come into play? Brandon, well done. Congratulations. You win. That is actually the next video that I'm going to be making. Whose Baylor is it? Where does it go? Who does it belong to? I've been doing my research, trying to make sure I know all the laws of Baylets, and I'm going through some chapters trying to be like, okay, this Flora talked about this, Guts talked about this, and then going through each character and being like, could it be this one, this one, this one? That's actually the next one. Aiden says probably Puck is going to use Betchy. There are some really silly theories which could have truth. There are some very stupid theories that also could have truth. There are some very typical generic theories also have truth. There's a lot to go through, but that's the next video, essentially. Faraday, Conrad is the most underrated Godhead member. His flashback could be related to the Great Plague. As we have seen his manifestation of rats, there is a Japanese theory video about it. Recommend it. Oh, cool. I'll check it out. No, I just dislike him because he doesn't do anything. I don't like characters who don't do anything. Sure, he could be the silent character that eventually says something or eventually does something. But, you know, at the same time, he could be kind of mid. You know, and I think that would be like... Yeah, I don't know. That's just my theory. Totally get it if other people like him. I think Griffith will be his own downfall. Yes, I'm with you on that one, Bren. Rickard kind of OP is late, dude. I think probably after these next 4 chapters that are the Elfhelm arc, we'll probably see Rickard. If we have a break between when they leave Elfhelm, we need to transition somewhere. Because it's only going to take so much time to like try and travel on a boat or maybe go somewhere else. You know, we'll see. What's Berserk character's nationality in real life? Grunt, I'm not sure what you're asking me. What's Berserk character's nationality in real life? Like John Berserk? Not sure. I'm not sure what you mean. Give me another go at that, and I'll answer. Yeah, congrats to Brandon. Can we get a congrats Brandon in the chat for guessing what the next video is going to be? Because that's kind of pog. Can I either congrats Brandon or pogs in the chat? One of the two, please. I'm gonna call you Tira. Maybe in order to fight against God Hands, the 4 kings of the world have to be involved somehow. May even balance out the influence of the idea of evil. 4 kings. You would need a 5th one, right? Question mark. What do you think? It would be a good philosophical theme behind the story, though, in my opinion. Brandon, you can't say congrats to yourself, man. So you can't do that. That's cheating. But, you know, also true. W for Brandon. You know what I mean? God, that's fine. Yeah, go me, right? Go me, dude. Go me, man. Sorry, what do you... It may even be balanced out... Yeah, it'd need to be 5 kings, Tira. What do you think? It would be a good philosophical theme behind the story? I guess so. It'd be a very law-right theme. It would make sense with the law, the parallels. Theme? I think it should be people who should take down the God Hand. Because people are people. People are the ones who raise things and destroy them. That's what we do. That's human beings. And I think that's kind of one of the things about Berserk, is it kind of shows the best and worst of humanity in a lot of ways. Yeah, congrats, Brand Pogo. There we go. W. Let's go. Um, Rendeku, I think Void will kill both Guts and Griffith when they try to kill him. And that's the end of the story. Ran, come on, man. It's dark, but it's kind of boring, right? You don't want, you know, you don't, like, there's things that could obviously be like, oh yeah, they're not powerful enough. But at the same time, it's like, do you want mud on your birthday or do you want a car? You know what I mean? What do you want? One of the two. Brandon, all right, sure. Yeah, I know you can. Go for it, man. Hey, it's your birthday. You can do what you want. On me. Matt, do you think Guts will die in the end? I think it would be so sad and fitting. I think it could be fitting. I think, look, I'm not against both Griffith dying at the end. I'm not against one dying and one the other. Depends on the circumstances. I think Guts would need to make sure that he's left a world that can at least be free of the things he was free of, to an extent, right? Or he inspires people to be better than he did, where do what you want, choose what you want to do with your life, go against causality and fight, kick, and scream until you can get it, like he did, right? And maybe if he died doing that to make sure people remembered him, that's not bad, you know. He'll be moralized as someone in people's memories. That'd be kind of cool. And then his sword can join the Hill of Swords, but his sword can also join the Hill of Swords if he was alive, because he could put down the sword and he could finally live a life that he's always wanted. So I think either way it could work. It depends on the circumstance, right? I think it would be fitting depending. I think it would be sad, but I think it's bittersweet if he does live and he goes on living without being able to, you know, use the sword. Because it's all he's known throughout his life. So it's almost kind of sad, right? The journey's over. Don't need this anymore. Kind of thing. Bro, I just wanted to see Casca kick some ass. Yes, yeah, I'm with you on that, Yili. Like, seriously, like, I know we got one chapter where she took out those dummies, those little familiars. That was cool. I want that back. I want Casca back. I want Casca fighting with Farnese using magic. I want it so bad, man. And we'll probably get it. Like, we just have to be patient, you know? That's the thing about following a manga that's now ongoing for a long time, is that we just have to wait and be patient, you know? We have the easiest job to wait. Stay alive and wait. That's the job. Grunt. For example, Griffith. Oh, I see what you mean. Griffith is British or Solno is French. Huh. I think Griffith would be French. Skull Knight would be a Roman. Italian, maybe, in modern terms. Because he was an emperor, or he was a king of an empire. He just feels like he had a Roman vibe, his armor. Griffith would be French, based on his politics, based on his assassination techniques. Guts would be like a Norseman, you know, like a Viking. Casca, British. Barnice, Italian. Go. Jerke. Posh British. Isidro, American. Serpico. Serpico is bilingual. That's what I would say. Guts is German, a true one, Lamau. Actually, yeah, it could work. Gutzen, yeah, Guts. Yeah, it could work. Could the Betchy be Isidro's and also Grunbelt and some apostle might ride again? There might be a key. Possibly. Maybe. I think any apostle could ride against Griffith. There's no law dictating that they can't rebel. There was, Ganishka wouldn't have done it. They're not under the control of the God Hand. They told them they have free will. But if they interfere with causality, you know, it's going to happen, right? Zaid, I'll start writing a little script for my theory regarding Rickett, however. Don't expect a video soon. Oh, man, go for it. Need help? Hey, man. Take all the time you need. Take all the time you need. Isn't Casca Cancy Guts a bit restricting to the story? We all waited Casca to recover for like 20 years. Ahmet, that's a really good question. I've been thinking about that. Perhaps Guts will just have to wear his hood for a large portion. Like, is it his face? Is it the body? Can she look at the sword? Like, what can't she look at when she looks at Guts? Is it his face? We know she can't hear his voice because the voice is triggering. You know? You know, it's, yeah, you know? So maybe he'll wear his hood for the remainder of the story, or that might prohibit him from helping in battle, which may create cool scenarios where Casca can shine, you know what I mean? Could the next chapter be short like the previous two and less dialogue? I think there has to be kind of more dialogue. The last two had very little dialogue, and I think it's because it suited the tone. So I think there'll be more dialogue, especially because everyone will be like, what the fuck is happening right now? There's a fucking huge apostle on this island, and darkness is about to be pouring through into this island. People are going to be freaking out. I think it worked in the previous one because it took its time and it was subtle. I think maybe the chapters being longer. I think maybe we're assuming that the chapters are just going to be longer. They could be shorter than usual. Maybe, I don't know, to keep up with the demand of how much Studio Gargon want to put out stuff. I don't know. Serpico is Swedish. That's it. Well done. Well done, Brian. Brandon, Guts is Aussie. Just fucking say. Look, you know what? Guts is probably the most multicultural. He inhibits all the best qualities because he's Chad. Grant, Isidro is American? Yes. Yes, he is. You know, real ones know. If you're an American, sorry, man. No cap. If you're American, also sorry. Memeing. Rickett is German for sure. German ingenuity. Yes, I got it. Yeah, perfect. Yes, German engineering. You, damn it. You're a Valorant player. Brandon, maybe Casca uses Baylor to see Guts? Hang on. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Casca uses Baylor to see Guts. Look, the more I say it, the more it still doesn't make sense, Brandon. You might have to help me out here. Like, hang on. Let me try something. Okay, so think of a Baylor, right? I think of like the astral world, like, and then if like Casca can see, like, if she eats the Baylor, she can see through it, like. You're smoking weed, Brandon. I have no idea. How would that work? Tell me. No, genuinely tell me. How? I don't know how that would work. Come back to me with that. Crunch the numbers. Talk to the boys. Crunch the numbers. Come right back here. I'm ready. Is the next chapter July 9th? I don't think our nationalities can be implemented on fictional characters in fictional worlds. Cap. They can. Also lower zero. Yes. July 9th, I think. Let me check my calendar. What did I write? I think I wrote July 8th for me because I'm an Australian, because I'm like, time-wise, I'm better because I'm in front of everyone. We are in front of everyone, not just me. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think it's July 8th for me. That being said, the other one came out early-ish. I saw Real Life Ryan put out a video. That's how I knew it was already out. So I was like, oh, shit. Doesn't come out till tomorrow. Reading it today. I don't think our nationalities can be implemented. I think they can, because we as people are very feeble and we like to compare things. So we will do it regardless. But also true. Kind of cringe to do. Spine, Lemafau, classic one. I said it before, I'm not shilling. Seriously, extension in a description will allow emotes, as in like Pepe hands, hypers, Pogo, all these things I love. And if you want to be a true Mugen fan, yeah, the extension, really cool. Also, OnlyFans coming. I'll show my feet, my dirty, disgusting Australian feet, for only $500. A steal. Yeah, Grant's right. Casca can't use the Baylor. Ugh. I heard it was the 8th. Aiden, I think it's the 8th for Australians because we're kind of cool. Guts' Baylor will be used and Guts will save Casca, and this is why she'll be able to see him again. Saeed, I think you're onto something there, man. That sounds kind of cool. That sounds kind of cool. Also, Muganians. There was someone said in the last stream, Mugites sounds like a disease. If you're in the chat, for being there. I don't know, man. Like, you know. Also, we got some subs. We got Roller Pasca and Anime Classic, typical name, Doors. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome. If you're in the chat, hello. If not, Australian feet are upside down as he's giving us head, lol. Well, you know what? What else would you want? You want me to give you? You want me to give you like what? A below? A below? Also, Zayda, so you follow me on Twitter. Everyone follow me on Twitter. I don't use it. I don't use it, so don't. Or whatever. I don't know. I just put it there because it's, you know, it's a thing you do. How do you think we can figure out where the characters are from? In terms of nationalities, we can't, because like you said, it's a fictional characters from fictional world that has no relation to nationality. Inspiration by, I think, look, if we want to play this game and try and assume where they would be from if they were real people, let's look at their designs and assume visual aspects to nationalities or personalities to like certain things. I would say, to a degree, certain countries have personalities that are defined by the people who live in them to an extent. Not everyone, obviously, that's not true. But like a broad stroke, you know what I mean? Like in Australia, we have vernaculars and terminologies and way we act around certain social situations. And that defines us, right? You know, like if I say she'll be right to someone, an Australian will understand what I'm saying. If I she'll be right to someone who's not from Australia, they might be like, who's she? Who are we talking about? You know what I mean? So, yeah. Think we can assume from their designs and features? I would say kind of, yeah. I'm more of a personality kind of one. You know what I mean? So we, you know, we could assume all the time. Yeah, the Bakiraka, they're various inspiration from Middle East and India. Yeah, I think Bakiraka and like Ganishka, like the Kushan, are heavily inspired by the Persian army because of like how Ganishka was praised and, you know, lifted across the battlefield in this huge fucking building. That was very like Xerxes' Persian Empire, you know what I mean? What is Griffith Goal and other apostles of God hand? Inferno? That's a great question. We have been talking about that for the past nearly an hour. I think, not sure. No cap, don't know. Like, they each probably have their own individual goals. And they know that they probably have individual goals, but when the call to action happens to find someone who, like, you know, triggers a bailet, that's when they're like, all right, boys, time to meet. I gotta clock in my hours. I need to go clock in my God hand hours, then I can come back and do my personal things, you know? I gotta go to real job, then come back in here and record a video. Record video is like Falconia and all that. Real job, it's like the whole bailet thing. Might be something like that, you know what I mean? Brandon, like the bailet heals bodies, right? Griffith couldn't walk and speak, now he can. Maybe the bailet can heal minds and traumas. I think that's because he used it, Brandon. You know what I mean? I think that's why. You know, like, yeah. I think it's because he used it, you know? So he got a brand new body. Yeah, he couldn't really speak. He had no tongue, you know? Probably moan. That would probably be it. Shubham. Shubham? Shubham Das. That's a cool name. What if Guts used bailet to sacrifice Griffith? We don't know if the rules go towards... I'm pretty sure bailet people can't use... branded people can't use bailets because they also can't be sacrificed because they are branded. God hand members? Loophole? Question mark? Maybe. Don't know. That would be cool because that would imply it was meant to come to Guts and then he could use it, but... Zerk is based on Europe. They're all various versions of white. True. Based on Europe and surrounding possible nations of Midland. These are possibilities. Sorry, I'm going to burp. Pardon me. That was a lie. What do you think will happen if Griffith uses Guts as bailet and sacrifices his human form? Hang on. What do you think will happen if Griffith uses Guts as bailet and sacrifices his human form to regain power if he loses it? Just like the Count Slug. If he can sacrifice his human form, sure. Don't know how that would maybe work though, right? That would be the question. I don't know. That's kind of hard. I don't know. Shit. I don't know about that one. Yeah. Brandon, you just... hey, Brandon, now you know something new, dude. That's all good. Hey, don't worry about it, man. Hey, just be yourself, man. You know, you do you. All the while, I'm going to keep talking, but I need to add this little thing because I just realized I got rid of it from OBS because, as always, I don't prepare for things. So you guys give me a sec, right? Talk amongst yourselves, but I'll be here. But don't look at that. Sorry, Stream Elements is fucking me in the butt tonight. Part of my language. If any kids watching, I don't want to hear it. They'll figure it out. You can't sacrifice anyone who isn't dear to you, though. No, count. I think that technically is like, that's a guideline, right? I think the greater the sacrifice, the more powerful you are. Might be a little loophole because the Count tried to sacrifice Guts. He couldn't because he was branded. I still think he could sacrifice Guts if he wasn't branded. I don't think he has to mean anything. Maybe. I should know this because I was literally reading about Baelitz yesterday. That's you know, so again, I could be smoking weed. Don't call me up on that. Not sure. Yilly, I wonder if anyone recognized Guts Baelitz like Zod noticed Griffiths. I'm sure they would. Like an everyday human. Maybe. I'm sure they might. The only thing about that is that it kind of doesn't matter because the way Zod... Well, it doesn't matter. Let me rephrase it. It does matter, but it might not matter in the same gravity because I think the reason why Zod was like, holy shit, what the fuck? Is because that was the egg of the king, right? And if that was the egg of the king, that makes you go like, holy shit. That's a huge deal. That's the next God Hand member. If I kill this dude, I'm killing that God Hand member. Holy shit. So it's like that kind of a big of a deal, right? So I'm just testing something. Oh shit. But wait. Shit. Sorry, technical. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh fuck, way over here. Oh fuck, come on. Come on. Fuck. Okay, well, this isn't really working. Oh, I'll just move it here. Saved? Nope. Fuck. Ugh. Anyway, okay, I'm not gonna worry about that. That's annoying. Anyway, could do it to Guts. No, but as a solid rule, we can do it to Guts. Okay, well, there you go. Solid. Thank you. Solid. Solid. Zaid, thank you. The Count couldn't sacrifice Guts because he wasn't someone he cared for. Nox turn. You are one chat late, but thank you for joining in. Brandon, also Rito, it's true. Everyone's just roasting me at how they're all correct and I'm wrong. So I guess I like that. Kinda hot. Question mark. By the way, he could have sacrificed his own daughter. The cat, yeah, but he didn't, right? Because it's like, oof. Oh, I guess I like my daughter. I love her. All that sort of stuff. Not in the King of Midland way, like genuinely cared for her. Will Guts get a red Baelitz soon? Probably not. We don't know if the red Baelitz are around. While that's actually something I'm going to talk about in probably next video. I want to kind of talk about just to keep the reader in mind, maybe, because red Baelitz, we don't know if they exist while a God Hand member exists, right? Let's say Slan decides to retire. Peepo sad. Love Slan. Slan decides to retire. So what do we do? Do we wait until she's dead? Or is there already an egg out there? I think what happens is that when they retire, their physical form is turned into a Baelitz. And that's sent out into the world. And that then, of course, finds the true qualities of the next God Hand member that fits Slan's position. F is categorized by the positions that they held. Could be Cap. Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at. Like, Guts has some Egg of the King ass Baelitz and no one knows because he's so closed off. Nah, I don't think he would. If we're going by possible rules, probably unlikely, you know what I mean? I'm very new and just read Berserk. Can you please explain the difference between Femto and Griffith? Okay, so Mustafa, great question, by the way. I'm not an expert. Chat, give me a hand if I get anything wrong. I believe the difference between Femto and Griffith is that Femto is the astral form in which Griffith projects when not in the physical plane. So he is a God Hand member. His true flesh that he has now as Griffith isn't his original, so it is technically fabricated by the God Hand and the astral plane and whatever it is they control. And so Femto is his true form in the astral plane. And can... Wait, how far have I gotten? Wait, shit. Did I spoil it? Please tell me I didn't spoil it. Okay, you just read Berserk. I'm going off that you already know. Yeah, I think I basically summed up everything. Griffin wanted to return the friendship he had with Guts. Could be sacrificed as aspiration ambition becomes super fun, or to kill the other goddamn members and the brands. He could do that, but I think he wouldn't even get... I don't think he would get that friendship in kind, which would be very thematic to the power of ambition in storytelling, because if you are ambitious, you lose the people you care about. Fact. Too many Baylets, God Squad members. Yeah, true. Yeah, sorry. Spoilers, Mustafa. That I assume when you said just read Berserk, I assume you're up to date. So if I fucked you in the butt, I'm really sorry. Guts don't have attributes of God Hand. No, he's human. And I think, well, they're all, like, Griffith was human and all the God Hand members were human. But I think what makes Guts really great is not only his humanity, but of course he would never want to become a God Hand member. And I don't think he has the qualities, because what the God Hand hate about humanity is the fact that it's just humans, lowly humans in the mud. When in fact, being human is one of the best things, right? I'll be careful now, Zaid. Yeah, you keep me in check, man. Well, if you said that God Hand members turn into Baylets, but if so, shouldn't there be 4 Baylets around and not only 1? The Griffith, the Belgians are turned to Baylets. If they get rid of a member, I'm going to say the likely is that there aren't any eggs out there. Egg of the Kings, not normal Baylets. Egg of the King Baylet, Crimson Baylets, not normal ones, Crimson Baylets. If there probably aren't any Crimson Baylets out there because we have 5 God Hand members. If one of them decides to retire, that sends 1 Crimson Baylet out into the world. If 2 retire at the same time, that's 2, 3, again, etc. You know, before Griffith, there was only 4 God Hand members, and then he had the Egg of the King all his life. That's how he became Femto, right? I'm only going by Crimson Baylets, not normal Baylets. Not normal Baylets. Deb, Griffith is conflicted now, obviously. He's going to be racked with guilt and destroy himself. All Guts has to do is ride out his reformation. He's been doing good, kinda, lol. I think Griffith is affected, but I do not think he's conflicted. I think he doesn't see the point in killing Guts. Plus, maybe if he wanted to, he couldn't himself. Only Zod could or anything, because maybe the Moonlight Boy has some effect on his physical actions, because he did save Casca. It's true. Fact. Go look at the chapter. He saved Casca on the Hill of Swords. But that implies that maybe the Moonlight Boy has some physical power over what Griffith can do, but we don't know. Guts create his own sword of actuation? Maybe. I think it'd be cool if he did, but if it looked like the other sword of actuation with all the eyes and the mouth, I think it would kind of make the... Not gonna lie, it's just a matter of taste. I think it would make the sword look kind of silly and stupid. Just a matter of taste, though. Would be cool if he could slice through dimensions. He's got a bigger sword. Be really cool, but silly. Likely, God Squad going 2 minutes to choose. If Griffith was as in Piccolo's pride would hinder him. Yes. Just like the OG Eclipse, absolutely. Brandon would want to know, why would a God Hand retire? That's similar to like why Zod would want to fight the strongest, right? Let's get really metaphysical and philosophical here. You yourself, let's imagine that you have everything you want in your entire life. You literally have all your physical things, needs, and that, financially stable. You have everything you could ever want. You're Bezos. You got Bezos money, right? You're Jeff Bezos. You have everything you could buy. You have everything you could acquire. The only things you can't acquire are things that don't cost money, like, you know, like real human connection and shit like that, right? After a while, if you're a literal god among men and people, and you've had your fill of everything, and you don't see any point in forming connection, what else is there for you until you become bored of everything? You literally, yeah, that's it. Cap, then, F in chat. Time for me to retire. You know what I mean? Whoa! Dude, I nearly just fucking... nearly ripcord my headset. Okay. That would be my assumption. But we don't know that the God Hand retire, whether or not they have a lifespan, or whether or not it is chosen that it is time for them to go, right? Because let's assume all the God Hand members that have happened until now, they don't have to retire. Let's assume they don't have to, right? Let's assume none of them have been killed, or maybe some have been killed. I don't know, man. I'm lost in the dark. Here's me. I just make the videos. I don't know. Spencer. The Spencer from last stream? Maybe. I think Guts needs a power-up, unfortunately. They are just too OP. I do 100% believe that the Moonlight Boy key to defeat the God Hand, at least Griffith. 100% true. I agree with you that one, Spencer. I do think I think Guts maybe needs a power-up, but I don't think he is the one alone. We keep thinking Guts defeat God Hand. Don't think Guts. Think Black Swordsman Party defeat God Hand. Think all of them together defeat God Hand, because that's what we've learned. Guts got this far. If he wouldn't be able to get this far without them. He'd still be with Casca with a fucking rope tied around her. That's where we'd be at right now if it wasn't for everyone else. KFE, so there is different types of Baelits. Yes. See, this is not known, especially if you don't watch the anime or the movies, because the one fucking shitter thing about Baelits is that visually, you can't tell the difference between Baelits. Everyone assumes Baelits are red, right? Because of the anime. But no, they all Baelits, like all Baelits are typically a bluish grayish brown, not bluish grayish green. That's what it says in like the wiki and a lot of other sources. Most Baelits are like that. Normal ones are like that. Crimson ones are ordained for future God Hand members. That is, I'm pretty sure 100%. The reason we don't know this is because, spoiler alert, manga is in black and white. I know. Femto says in the chat, welcome Femto. We were talking about you earlier. What happens if Guts became God Hand? Story would be fucking weird. If that happened, I'd be taken aback. I wouldn't know what to think of the story. I'd think, is this what Mira wanted? This is kind of crazy. Where's currently the red Baelit that Griffith used during the Golden Age? I'd assume I think with Crimson Baelits is that they then help create the body in which the God Hand now inhibits. So that Crimson Baelit in turn helped create Griffith's body as Femto, right? Same with the Egg of the King. Or no, not the Egg of the King, the Egg of the World. You know, that apostle that was an egg, a literal egg, his body is now gone forever. It was his vessel. And that egg is now the body of Griffith. That personality gone. But Moonlight Boy was inside it, so of course he meshed. So I believe, if we're going by that logic, Crimson Baelits disappear into the body of the one who... whatever. You get what I mean? I'm rambling. And so, by that token, new ones get dispersed into the world if a God Hand member were to retire or die or whatever, right? We don't know because we don't know it. We haven't had anything. Causality, the God Hand wants to take humanity's freedom through Femto's brainwashing. True. Rise above. Rise above. Don't be sheeple. Don't be sheeple now. Villain, scheming for eternity. Hero, power of friendship. Wins? What? Yeah, true. You guys ever play Final Fantasy? Think Final Fantasy. That's what will be the ending of Berserk. Done. Okay, card. Okay, I don't know if your username is your real name or if it's a made-up one or anything like that. I'm having trouble trying to figure out how to say your name. I'm going to go with Carter because there's a K-A-D-A. Carter. Carter. Are you okay with that, Carter? I like it. Guts, going to use the Baelit, is not going to betray Griffith. Cap, don't think Guts will use Baelit. My personal opinion. I think it kind of goes back against his character development. He wouldn't use that unless it was a last resort to get to the God Hand. He wouldn't sacrifice anything. He'd literally just put himself in danger. That's the Guts way. So I'm going to portray Griffith. Newest video on the channel. Go check it out if you haven't. Assume everyone has though. Brandon, wouldn't it... Okay, I missed it. Sorry, hang on. Let me scroll back. Brandon's been giving out some banger questions. Everyone else has as well. I'm just being nitpicky. Wouldn't it be cool if the God Hand is connected to society? Like society advances in medical science and plagues no longer have effect. People die so retire. Oh, I get you in terms of what they want. Maybe. Maybe. That's actually a good point. Bazooka, do I think Guts will become an apostle? No. Nope. Actually, hang on. Last resort, maybe, but I doubt. He doesn't like making deals with them. He hates apostles. He hates it. He hates them so much. I don't think he would. Joro, with all the Godhand members on Earth and Griffith getting everyone to live in Valconia, do you think they would sacrifice the people to make the idea of evil exist on Earth? No, I don't think they need to do that. I think they just need to serve it in terms of the small means of making sure that people always have the worst intentions. Think of it like the idea of evil is literally just the worst things that humanity has inside their hearts, and the idea of evil existing brings that out more in people, right? I think that would be a thing. I think when Guts was going around as the Black Swordsman, I think he was perpetuating the idea of evil even more than the Godhand were, and they were probably fine with that. You know, the amount of people that died while Guts was killing apostles, a lot. Not gonna lie, a lot. Sanjin, I think that their grand goal requires 5 Godhand members to assemble, coming out this summer, and do something, but Skull Knight has been keeping that form happening by killing some of them. That would be cool. Be really cool. That we know of, there have been 5 eclipses, which is of course the 5 Godhand members we have now, but what if Skull Knight did kill them? That'd be kind of cool. Spencer, I wonder if later... hang on, sorry. This guy's called Chicken Bone. Guts is going to fight the idea of evil and then God. Probably not. I don't think it's going to get that existential. It won't be that Final Fantasy. But it will be grand and incredible and cool. Cool name, though. Spencer, sorry. I wonder if later Void will start to go against Griffith. The ritual to become a Godhand member isn't complete. Guts and Casca are still alive. No. Because there are no rules. Because... it's literally just causality. They can't predict everything. They assume that one day Guts will just die, and because as long as he has the brand, as long as he dies, even of old age, he'll still go back to where he was meant to go anyway. Doesn't matter. So at the end of the day, they'll probably be happy. Maybe they'll go against him because of big enough of a ruckus, but I don't think Griffith. I think Griffith in his own way will create such a ruckus. You know, that's it. Zaid, you're off somewhere, man. I don't know. You're singing. The only possible way Casca might use the Bail is when the Moonlight Child dies, when Griff finally gets room. I don't think the Moonlight Child will die. He might, well, maybe in the end to sacrifice himself in some way, but I don't think it'll push Casca to the brink. I think Casca's stronger than that. She's been through so much. Mustafa, unpopular opinion, but I think for how sad and dark Berserk has been, I'm not looking at the rest of your comment. I'm going to assume what your comment says. I think it needs to have a bad ending. I think it's one of the only manga that deserves a Oh! When you said unpopular opinion, I thought you were actually going to have an unpopular opinion. You have the... not correct opinion. You have my opinion. I think it does deserve a proper happy ending. Maybe not happy, bittersweet. Again. Maybe you can make a video on this of talking about my actual things, but I think I'd probably want to wait until we're near the end of the actual... serialization of the story to then maybe make these kind of videos, these kind of content, right? Tick, Guts killed a bunch of kids. They were apostles, but true also. I don't know what else to say to that. It's kind of, yeah, you kind of got me there. True. Chad still though. So you got some Republic. No, hang on, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not getting political. I nearly. Some politician was just like, they were gonna die anyway. Yeah, funny. Blah. You think Guts will swallow Baelitz? No. Sorry, Dangush. I don't think he will. I don't think he would at all. Spencer, Guts trying to fight evil is such an impossible task. True, but we all do it, right? Kind of what humanity does on a daily basis, right? We fight evil even though we don't win. Okay, you, sir, have what looks like a Korean language name. I'm going to copy paste this so I know exactly how to pronounce it. And if not, if it says something like silly, I'm going to be in trouble. Yeah, it's Korean. It's your name is literally ha ha ha, which I respect. Ha 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 says, when Zod was human, is he stronger than Guts in Band of the... That's a good question. Maybe. 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 Actually, I don't know. Good question. Probably. Mira said he won't give it a dark closure. True. Zayed's read his interviews. Probably bittersweet. My guess. This could be 10 different videos now. You guys are giving me too much content. You guys have to stop. Faraday, it frightens me that the old man and the hawk is in literal hell now for eternity. There is no way to rescue them. I think it'd be cool and thematic if the idea of evil were to be destroyed and then it wasn't a hell, but it was an afterlife, right? Like just somewhere else that they could go. Maybe they don't go to hell. Maybe they can sleep and rest. Like, and we like to think dead people are. We don't like to think they're writhing in hell or in the afterlife, perpetually in purgatory. We like to think they're asleep and calm and chill and, you know what I mean? Arthur, not happy, happy. It should be berserk happy. That's a good way of saying it, actually, Arthur. I'm with that. Not happy, happy. Just, you know, berserk happy. Beach happy. You know what I mean? Beach happy. Guts needs more powerful fetish, or Guts needs more powerful fetish or relics to Hertz. Griffith, maybe the dwarf from Elfhelm, can power up his arsenal. Ryan, that's a good theory because I also believe that's the case. I think when he banged his hammer, the guy who made the armor on Guts in that one chapter where we learn a bit about Skull Knight, I think he actually gave him an upgrade then. Maybe. Just call me Dave. Oh, thanks, man. Guts probably going to get consumed by the armor, so Casca and the Mount Child can live happily. Some kind of bittersweet. And then pass away after being consumed by the armor? Maybe. I think in the end, the armor probably needs to be destroyed. Because, believe it or not, even though we think about the God Hand, we think about Griffith being like the ultimate antagonist of the story, the Beast of Darkness is probably the one thing Guts will never be able to escape. As long as, even if he kills Griffith, imagine, I'm not him killing Griffith, but imagine if Griffith's defeated, Void's defeated, they're no longer a threat to our characters and their way of life. Guts still has to tackle with his own inner demons, and that's the Beast. How do you kill the inner beast in it? You know what? You don't feed it. And that's what he has to learn to do. That's the real bad guy. And how do you not feed the beast? By not wearing the berserker armor, and not engaging in anger and fighting. So he'd have to figure out how to destroy the armor or take it off, you know? Well, he can take it off, obviously, but like, be free from it. You know, be free from the conflict in his life where he can take it off forever and not ever have to wear it. I want to return to the Jedi ending with Griffith simultaneously defeated and redeemed. Can he be redeemed? That's something I think about now and then. I don't really know the answer to that. I think maybe as the story progresses, because I think what made Griffith also very interesting is though he felt like he was impenetrable and an iconic character, it was also great to see him get fucked with. You know what I mean? Dargunch, so all souls that Griffith releases go to hell? Otherwise they wouldn't. No redemption for people like him. In terms of the story, probably not, because he's done such things unforgivable. That could go segue into like real life in terms of what we think is forgivable and not unforgivable. Like, can murderers be redeemed in terms of the way they live? Judgment call I'm not really willing to make, right? The Berserk of Darkness, the Beast of Darkness is his inner demons, yes. The Beast of Darkness is, yes. And the Beast of Darkness, I see, yeah. I think I know what you mean, Arthur. I know you retracted your message, but I saw it. What do you think if the Mountain cast as Zod voice actor? It'd be cool, but I don't think he has the gravitas of because Zod spouts prophecy as well. He needs to have the voice of a warrior, but also the voice of a poet. Like Berserk in the Golden Age and a lot of other things is very Shakespeare. So I think you need actors who can perpetuate these lines that sound like poetry, but when they actually say it, it sounds like poetry. Like in the anime, it actually does sound genuine. Sometimes they're a bit hidden. Akira, did Skull Knight kill 4 Godhand? Does that mean Void is the most powerful one since he's... I'm not sure. It'd be kind of cool. We don't know what Skull Knight did after when he was in that eclipse. You know what I mean? Griffith would get cancelled on Twitter. True. He would get cancelled on Twitter. He would not only be cancelled, he'd be hunted for the rest of his life. What are Femto's powers? Oh, man. I'm pretty sure, I'm not positive, but Real Life Ryan probably has a video on that. I wouldn't be able to make that call. He's got those monster manual videos where he tells you about like what the things they can do, what they have power over. So I would say not another content creator recommending another content creator, but that would be my, that's better than me trying to think of something on the fly, right? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting pins and needles. Oh. Let me know in around 11:20, guys. In my time. Oh. 40 minutes. I have a surprise. So if people are still in here in the chat around this time, I have a surprise for you all. So bear with me, you know, and chill out. I just also like to say there are like there are 62 people in here, which is very nice. This is like the most people I've ever had in a stream. So thank you for being here. I'm now not going to look at the number of viewers for the remainder of the night. But I have a surprise around like 40 minutes from now? Question mark? We're not going to be playing any games, but I have surprise. And it has to do with new video. Og. Anyway, back to theories. Duelist with Eyes of Blue. Again, because there's a lot of you, I'm going to try and keep up with your questions. Because I'm just one. He says live action cast ideas. Last stream I talked to... Okay, you already got it. David Bautista, Zod. Zendaya, Casca. That one's actually not bad. Timothy Chalamet. Okay, now you're just doing Dune. You're just doing Dune. Okay, Ava Green, Slan. That's different. But you were just doing Dune. Duelist. You were just saying people from the movie Dune. Too bad not 69. Well, no, that, you know. Get however many friends right now and get us to 69. Quick. Thank you for subscribing, Akira. I don't have my fucking sub alert on, but thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. I saw you before. Nice ghost thing. No live action, dear God. That's what I was going to say. After now you saying the cast of Dune, I'm now going to tell you for fact, real, no cap, do not want live action Berserk. If I do, I will not watch it at all. I won't even make a video about it. I'll make a video about how it shouldn't be a thing, then never talk about it ever again. If that were to happen, and it probably will one day, because let's be honest, if the manga gets finished, there might be an anime adaptation, and then there will be a fucking... By the way, is there a Discord server? For me? No. For me, no way. Dude, I mean, look, it'd be cool if we could all, like, be in a Discord server. I mean, look. I may seem like I have my life together in terms of organizing videos and making sure that it's somewhat entertaining and trying to be somewhat of a content creator. I do not want to manage a Discord. I do not want to deal with any kind of organization when it involves like stuff. If I were to do something community based, if the channel got bigger, which would be really cool, especially because there's a lot of people in the chat right now, I'd love to do a Reddit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like I'd love a Reddit page. I think Reddit is so cool to share stuff. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Just get mods. Yeah, but then I don't want to put responsibility on other people. I'm very... I can say anal on YouTube, right? Anal. Anal? Anal. You want to manage, say, look, we'll talk business, but like, you know, you have to call us Muganians as an... No. Wait, if I get a Reddit? Ooh, okay, we're negotiating. I kind of like that. I can fuck with that. Maybe. Can we workshop the name if we have to have a name? Do we have to have a name? I mean, Strugglers is cool, but that's a Berserk thing. Right? And I wouldn't use that as a name anyway, because that's not my thing. That's no one can... I can't claim that. Yeah. Isn't Void also the God Hand, Jae-Young Kim? Yeah, I think so. It makes sense if he was. Unless he was the newest of the old God Hand that he contacted as a sage. I think it's interesting if he created them, you know what I mean? James L. Jones as Skull Knight? Oh, pardon me. Maybe. Like, he's getting old. He doesn't do it. He doesn't do stuff anymore. He, you know, he doesn't do stuff anymore. Mugen Berserker Bros, the cringe subreddit. I like that. Embody the two things I love. Berserk, cringe humor. Thank you for subscribing. Dave. It was Dave. Thank you for subscribing, Dave. Mugen, any plans to read Naoki Urasawa mangas? Today I read chapter 114 of Monster. I'm enjoying Monster. I'll probably make a video on it one day, once I get through all the other Berserk ideas and also the other two manga that I read that were one-offs that I never made a video about. Probably. In future, if I read long manga, I'll probably do videos by arc as I go on, because I've seen like booktubers do that, and that does pretty well, and it probably helps so that I don't have to read a whole manga to make one video, you know. So yeah, Jared Leto as Griffith, that would work, except he would literally actually do all the things he did. Moon Man, that would probably happen. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of a problem. How about the nerds? No. Look, we're nerds, but we're not nerds. Like, I'm a nerd, but I'm not a nerd. Like, I'm a cool nerd. You know, like, do you know what I mean, guys? Like, I'm kind of like a cool nerd. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when I go outside, I literally get rid of everything nerd related. I try and like integrate into society. You know, and I hide myself. I hide my true self away from society because like I'm shallow. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, it's not, it's, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, right? If they use the same AI program. Vincent, I like the way you're thinking, but think like, imagine someone who could do it better than that. You know what I mean? Yeah, cool nerd. Tick's got it. Tick's got it. I'm a cool, a cool nerd. Dude, look how cool I am. All the cool stuff on my shelf, on the cool stuff. My cool stuff on here. Actually, which some of these I haven't even read yet. That and that. I bought Treasure Planet. Pog. Right there is probably my most prized, which is the 3 Lord of the Rings extended edition in Blu-ray. That'd be kind of poogas. Not educated retards talk seriously. Nah, it's too high IQ. Too high IQ. But yeah, I'm currently reading Monster. I think next, you said it before, Zaid, Chainsaw Man. Yeah, I probably might read Chainsaw Man next, or Fire Punch. Here's the thing, I want to read ongoing manga, but the majority ongoing manga I want to read is long. Like, I do want to read One Piece one day. I think I want to wait until if YouTube works out and I do this full time, I will definitely read One Piece. But I'm not reading One Piece when I still have to go to work 5 days a week. You know what I mean? Read Vinland Saga, Arthur. I have 3 volumes there, and I'm up to date. Most recent video before the Zod one. Real, actually real. Vagabond, read it. Think of the 2 manga that you read after finish reading Berserk. Berserk was my first manga video on the channel. What are the 2 manga you read after you finish reading Berserk? We all know it. We just said it. Both start with V, and that's what I read. Actually, that's not true. I read All You Need Is Kill after Berserk, but then I read it. Claymore? I do have the first volume right there because I bought it in a bookstore because I saw it. I was like, oh, I should read the first volume, see if I really like it. I do. I want to keep reading it. Why don't you fucking answer? I'll answer your question, Ali. What the fuck was your question? What actually was your question? Do I have to scroll back like a boomer? And we're scrolling. Do you think that Skull Knight killed the other God Hand have seen in Skull Knight Pass? Probably. Was that a good enough answer? If that was not a good enough answer, I'm sorry. My politician tactic is to not take any more questions. Vinland is good. Read Kingdom. Kingdom's long. It's like 700 volume. 700 chapters. I'm kind of at that thing where I want to read more stories than I want to read chapters of one story, right? Like, of course, I wouldn't be enjoying Berserk right now if I hadn't read those 354 chapters, right? But it was my first. So in a way, it was kind of like, I'll just keep going and see if I like this. You know what I mean? Wasn't good enough, Ali? Rutro Raggy? Can't do it. Real question, though. Okay. If full Berserk anime adaptation done, would you prefer Black Swordsman preceding Golden Age or GA before? I saw... It's the guy who helped produce Castlevania, I think. He said that we don't... If he were to do an adaptation, because he's always wanted to do an adaptation, which I think Netflix probably is the most likely to do a Berserk adaptation. That or Crunchyroll, 2 of the most obvious ones. Probably not Amazon, definitely not Disney. So... if he were to do it, he said he wouldn't want a golden age. I think because it's kind of like the Uncle Ben effect. We've all seen Uncle Ben. Can I get an 07 in the chat for Uncle Ben? Because we've seen it like a couple times, right? Disney would do it. True, I forgot that they have Star now. So much anime on Star. Rather have Netflix make it? That's true. On me. But like, he said, yeah, so the Uncle Ben effect is essentially, we've seen it so many times in popular culture. Do we need to see it for a third time? I'm going to say yes. Not because it's a... Look, it has been done to death. I get it. But imagine more people liking Berserk. And you don't go to someone who wants to read the manga for the first time and say, hey, see this thing called the Golden Age? Enough people have read it, so just skip this. You don't do that, right? Netflix would ruin it like Cowboy. They ruined it because they made a live action. They didn't make a live action, they might not ruin it. Because Netflix is a huge fucking organization that ruins projects because it's spread out too thin. Castlevania, Pog series. You watch Castlevania, literally, I'll show you. I will show you that Castlevania proved that an anime for Berserk can happen. Maybe not so much in terms of like not so much exactly in terms of the quality and maybe the dialogue, but it's clearly they have the resources. Castlevania. I literally searched Castlevania Berserk, and this is what you get, right? Who's seen the Day Armor scene? Oh, hang on one sec. There we go. This shit right here. This is probably the closest you'll get. That right there, big sword with a guy with, not a guy, a girl. Here we go, wait, go for it. There it is. Right there. Now just picture this is Guts in the Berserk armor. Pog. Except the one problem that doesn't seem like many anime can get is the sound that the sword makes. That's pretty much the only thing that not really anyone can get right in any adaptation, right? Sad to say Netflix is all about diversity quotas now. It's more a miss than hit. Just define diversity quotas. Like diversity hires, is that what you mean? I would say incorrect. I would say that they are just a global platform that has enough reach and enough people from around the world that they bank in on diversity quota. I don't think it's anything about we have to have that. Yeah, Clank. XLRay's on that. Clank. It's crazy, Clank. True. Oh no, tomfoolery. Oh my. What arc do you think they should start with? I think they should just start with, like, look, you could start with Golden Age, but I really do think, and I understand why people think it's good to just read the Golden Age and then just go from there, but I really think, you know, I really do think, you know, yeah, I don't know. I really do think that starting with trying to figure out who Guts is and what his problem is gets you kind of hooked in who he is. You know, because then you see what he goes through and you're like, the Berserk horse in CG. Og. Plank Gang. That's then... no, that's not the name. Fuck that. JD is mad that women are in things. Dude. No incels in my chat. I can say incels on YouTube, don't worry. If you're offended, look in the mirror. Don't be an incel. It's kind of cool not to. Tell the whole story if you want to tell it right. Yeah, I'm fair with that, Brandon, I guess. Adaptation is a hard thing to do. I imagine it's not easy. We always like to look at people and just say, just adapt it one for one. Manga is probably the easiest to do that, but I imagine if you looked at other things, it'd be fucking hard. You know what I mean? 1997 Golden Age adaptation leaves so much out. That's true, Moon. Moon? Yeah, Moon. I'm calling you Moon.  'Moon? Yeah, it definitely leaves heaps of essential stuff out. 'Moon? Yeah, Moon. I'm calling you Moon. Yeah, Moon. I'm calling you Moon. Yeah, it definitely leaves heaps of essential stuff out. Yeah, it definitely leaves heaps of essential stuff out. 'Moon? Yeah, Moon. I'm calling you Moon. but it got along enough that the audience wasn't lost on some things, right? Saw a meme about Berserk and regular show. It was hilarious. Really? That's my background. That's right there. Also, any cringes in the chat? Yeah, it's my background. It's the Berserk regular show backwall thing. Tomfool. Just adapt it, bro. If I have to, I'll do it. Fine. I'll adapt Berserk. I can do it. Get Netflix on the phone. I can do it. They left out Skull. Oh, yeah. Did you guys get that sound effect when I do this? By the way, if anyone has a hot take, I just hit them with... That's usually what I'm going to do if anyone is going to be a problem. Shaq as Donovan in life. Dude, Shaq would be so confused. Dude. One thing I love about Shaq, he's just confident in whatever he says. I respect that. Damn, I want that regular show. Don't we all? Donovan, best waifu? Was that too mean? I'm sorry if it was too mean. I'm getting a power trip now. There's too many of you guys. I'm looking at the time. Not time for the announcement yet. We're still going. Look up Berserk in a nutshell if you haven't. No, we're good. No, you're good. Good. My goal as a content creator is to become the villain. So that way people are always here to make sure that I'm, you know, delivering. You know what I mean? That's my goal. I just really want a bomb soundtrack with the new Berserk anime if we get one. Look, I didn't love... Look, let's keep it a cap. Let's keep it... No, let's not keep it a cap. Let's do a stack. No one here really liked 2016. Right? If you say you are, you know, it's cool. But the soundtrack wasn't bad. Hi Yo is a banger. Hi Yo, actual banger. Ash Crow, banger. All these things suited. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Oh no, then I mean I'll unsubscribe for that. Ah! Just fucking lose it. I'll just I Tommy Wiseau my room. Right in front of the camera. Right on stream. Slum best waifu. In Berserk. Look, she needs to be in it a bit more. You know, because right now she's just resting on iconic. That's kind of it. You know what I mean? Forces, Hi-Yo, like, well, Forces are from 97, right? But every single, look, hang on, let me pull it up. This is why we stream. We stream so we can have these conversations and really talk about these things, okay? So if I go Berserk, 2016 OST, and I read them, you'll be like, oh yeah, banger. You know, Peering into Darkness, banger. Blood and Guts and Blood. Blood and Guts and Guts and Blood. Banger. Beacon of Fire. Banger. Ceremony of Darkness. Okay. Desert Echoes. Bang. Epic World. Banger. Black Swordsman. It's good, but it's not great, but it's still good. You know, these are all good. You know? Like, Hi-Yo. Banger. Ash Crow. Holy shit. The banger. You know, these are all good. I want Berserk to finish first and then an adaptation if it can happen. I'm with you on that, Spine. I think that's a good way that most people want it. I think with anime, it's definitely a good thing to want because so many anime get adapted and the fucking manga isn't even finished. And then we have the greatest fucking gift to mankind, filler content. Love. That's the one reason I don't watch anime as much as I used to. I'm fucking sick of filler. That's why I read manga, because I can skip it. It doesn't exist. I hate it so much. Count Slug, best waifu. Not Count Slug. Blue Eyes. Other than 96, 97 Berserk composer, what composer would you think could do Berserk soundtrack? I don't know many Japanese ones in like the anime industry. What's the Aussie dude who did like God of High School, Tower of God, Rising of Shield Hero? He's like on the Trash Taste podcast. He's an Aussie composer. That dude, he could probably do it some pretty cool because he's really good at what he does, right? Raman Deshwadi. Yeah, the guy who did Game of Thrones. I think it'd be cool, but mostly HBO they've got their fucking hands around his neck. Plus he's doing the I imagine the House of Dragons stuff, so you're probably not free. I would say probably, if not for the guy who did that, it would be, Masayoshi Soken. I'm gonna make sure I'm saying his name right. Masayoshi Soken. Masayoshi Soken. He's the guy who does the music for Final Fantasy 14 and the upcoming Final Fantasy 16. Thank you, Chucky. Kevin Penkin. Thank you. That's the good. Soken, who works for Square Enix. He's the composer. Pretty cool dude. Love the Final Fantasy 14 and soon to be 16 music. Hopefully it's good. Or the guy who did the Vinland Saga music, because the Vinland Saga music is actually quite hot. Vinland Saga OST. Yutaka Yamada. That guy. Yutaka Yamada. That'd be pretty cool. Have you seen The Snail Apostle? I think I have a couple times. It's not Schnoz, it's a different one, right? Do you mean, oh yeah, no, I've seen that one. Yeah, I've seen The Snail Apostle. Yeah. One of those things where your brain unlocks when you finally hear it, or you finally see it. I want Guts them to play at least once in the anime if we get... I think you wouldn't be able to do a decent adaptation of Berserk without Guts theme, because it's not only synonymous with anime adaptations, it's also synonymous with manga readers. Like, how could you not? Do you know what I mean? Rise up for Schnoz. Start with Lost Children, then go back to Black Swordsman. In terms of adaptations? Nah. Because they talk about stuff that's so confusing. To, like, Lost Children rests on prior knowledge you already have of Guts and Baelitz, etc. So I don't think that would work. Hail News. Danadan is better than 80% of the manga out there. Yeah, I said it. I don't know what that is, Hail News, but you know what? More power to you. You do you, bro. Jinro. I think someone told me that I should read that. Let me look at that up. Jinro Wolf Brigade. I saw Real Life Ryan talk about this, so I might read it. I've got a lot on my list. I'm scared of adding more. Do you know what I mean? It's just, Bailet and Earth as well. Yeah. No, I love Earth. What I don't like about Earth is it goes a bit too long, but it is good. Like, if you're chilling, put it on. Yeah, great. Can't use it much for videos because the bagpipes come in and then I've got to isolate that and then it just becomes a whole... Are you familiar with Studio Taka Berserk adaptation? I can't tell if you're trying to trick me, Saeed. I don't know what that means. Berserk adaptation. Yes, no, I have seen this. Yes. I saw this. It was with the Masked Man using them to make that documentary when Miura-san passed away. Nah, that was cool. I think it's cool. I like it when people put motion into manga. It's cool. I think it's really cool. I follow some channels who do it for like Vinland Saga and stuff. So what's his name? Fantasy Vocabulary. That's one dude who does it. Really cool. I'd love to do something like that with editing in the future. It's just I do not to do it. Will Donovan fight Schnoz at the end of the series? Donovan's dead. Schnoz probably also dead. Actually, that's not true. Schnoz is probably... So maybe bring Donovan back. Shirts off in the parking lot. Could happen. Real. Could happen. Have you listened to Susumu Hirasawa Sign? Yeah, from the PS2. Yeah. I've got that song in one video. A couple videos maybe. I really like it. Really cool. I've got Indra as well, which I'm pretty sure is from the PS2 game. I think that's it. From like last ones. Zam. Yeah, man. Hey, look, it happens. Murder and Fear. Fuck you. Great too. I don't know if I know Murder and Fear. I can't remember that one. Sorry, just burped. Let me finish my Coke. You guys are having me talk way too long. Okay. I forget sometimes just how amazing Forces is. It's powerful, man. It's really good. You know what? Let me put on some bangers since we're talking about them. I think I've also said at one point, I haven't said, but I've thought about it. So, you know, I'll reveal all my future plans, my future, you know, hopes, fears for the future, lustful secrets, etc. I want to do a video ranking or at least talking through the best Berserk OSTs. I think it'd be cool to talk about maybe not rank, maybe rank in my personal opinion, but something along that idea of being like, these are the best Berserk OSTs. Because I think it'd be really cool. And a lot of people, even though we're all majority manga readers, we all know the music. You know what I mean? And it encapsulates our brains. Like when you hear certain themes, you know the panels. You know what I mean? And they fit them so well. So yeah, it's poggers. I really like. Let's just put on some. There we go. That brings you back, doesn't it? Right. Cocaine is best waifu. I think I'm with Zaid and Coke is best waifu, but Brandon, you know what? Like I said, it's your birthday. You can do what you want, sir. I just want to say quickly, thank you everyone for being here, because I was a bit nervous about doing another stream because I had a great reception last time. A lot of people came in and talked and chat and nerded about Berserk, which is really cool. So I'm very like kind of whelmed about like how many people like kind of came in, which is really cool. So thank you, appreciate it. Always wanted to do a bunch of streams with a decent amount of people and actually have a flowing chat. So, you know, thank you guys for providing me with a lot of time and all. Announcement time. Look, you know what? Look, I'll make it public and then we'll do the thing. So, what I want to do. Bale is my favorite track, honestly. Before we start, love you. Oh, thanks, Zaid. Dude, I love you in a way a viewer, a content creator loves a viewer, not like parasocial relationship. Because me, I'm straight edge. But you're pretty cool. I like that. I'll defo come next time as well. Ooh. Haven't even read it and I joined. Really? Dude, accelerate, get on it. But we'll, you know, we don't want to spoil it. No homo. Oh, dude, I don't care. Totally homo. Love you in a homosexual way, but I don't know you. Also, you could be underage. Hopefully not. That'd be really weird. Parasocial relationships, not for me, but hey, kind of cool. Kind of cool, guys. Subscribing. Migzarana7. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. If you subscribe during the chat or a video. Kind of cool. So here's what I'll do. I'll make it public. So you know how YouTube, you have premieres of videos? I have a video that I'm going to put up tonight. I wanted to do it at a premiere, but I knew I was going to be streaming, so I thought it'd be cool if I streamed and then everyone goes to the video in the chat and watches the video, and I'll be there too. So I'm going to make it public and I'm going to put the link in, and then when I end it, ideally I'll use that redirect thing and send everyone over there. If everyone wants to kind of do that. Not very long video. Love you in a Twitter way. That's a good way to say it. If everyone is okay with that, we'll be going there eventually. But let me get it busted out. So, huge video to edit. It took a long time, but it was worth. I'm going to set it in terms of a premiere. Yeah, set as premiere. What is today? The 4th. Bear with me 1 second. There we go. Save. So essentially, yeah, what this video is a video. How well do readers know Berserk? And this is a video I made with a bunch of friends, which I'm going to put into the chat right now. And I think I can pin this. Hey, there we go. So essentially, this is a video that I'll be having for tonight, which is good. And yeah, we'll be going there. Fortunately, I've got it set to premiere in the next like 10 minutes. So when we're done, I'll send us all over there and it'll be kind of cool. Very pog, very interesting, very poggers. And it'll be good. No, not Hayu. We're not in that mood. We're in the, where I am, it's very late. So we're in the kind of quiet time. But yeah, so that's kind of the plan for when the stream ends. And hopefully everyone enjoys the video. The video was wild to edit. I'm not really the best editor, but I know I can crank out a video of just me talking a couple hours. This took a bit longer because I had to record 3 different videos, essentially cut those down into what would be individual videos and then stitch them all together to fluidly work. But yeah, hopefully it's something you guys enjoy. Hopefully you guys can put some peepo pogs in the chat, all that cool stuff. I'm a Twitch guy. Anyway, those are my emotes. That's what I like. But yeah, so it's kind of it. That's the announcement. That was it. I don't know if it was a bit underwhelming, but that's kind of how I roll. That's kind of how I make my announcements. So, you know, if you want actual announcements, put Twitter. After last reading Berserk 5 years ago and now currently reading it, I didn't know it as well as I remember. Dude, I read it last year and I still don't remember it as well as I thought I do. Think I do. Thought. Either. I forgot so much. Especially in like in the videos I make. That's when I start to remember stuff because I'm like, what the fuck? What do you think of Dummy Thick Puck on chapter 366 cover? I think all more power to you, man. You know, artists are artists. That's what I'd say. Thank you, Tom, for subscribing. I noticed you in the chat earlier. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, why not? Puck is cool. I don't think I would smash because logistically it just won't work. But, you know, pretty cool. Earth is so good. It is, man. It is good, isn't it? Like heroin into your eyes and ears. The whole Ganishka thing still confuses me. In terms of like what he was and what he turned into and how he turned into the tree. Dude, it's probably meant to be so obscure that it's so like only the God Hand really know. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of the thing. My wife heard you say I live and now she won't stop staring at me. What do you mean? Say I live. What did I do? Oh, hey, look. To Zaid's wife. What can you do? I would smash Puck. I would if it could work. You know what I mean? Ganesha got so depressed he became a tree. That's just the way the world works, man. That's just the way humans work. Do you know what I mean? That's just the way we are. Sometimes we're like, you know what? Let's just be trees. That's kind of too. Have you played Elden Ring yet? No, I haven't. I was thinking if I wanted to play a game on stream, that would probably be the best one to play because I think most of the people who read Berserk have played Elden Ring. In terms of the cross-pollination of two different groups of people. But I think maybe that would be like the way to go. You know what I mean? But that's what I was saying. But, you know, I haven't played it before, but I think it'd be cool. Could Griffith do a second Eclipse somehow with the current Band of the Hawk? He kind of did. Oh, no. Yeah, he could, but I don't know what else they could offer him. He's already godlike being. I don't really know what else he would gain from doing a second thing. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of what I think. What do you think the impact of Ricket and Kushan on the story will be? Chicken bone. I think Ricket will probably be able to spread the truth of what Griffith is. Because there are only a handful of people who know. Ricket won't be shy from telling it like Guts is, you know? That's what I think, at least. Yeah, Zaid, you popping off, man. If mods become a opportunity of work in the future, Zaid, you'll probably get an email. Or DM. One of the two. I'm still trying to figure out how to do stuff, you know what I mean? Big man stomp ground, Femto stand on his head, Skelly Knight swing sword at Femto and miss, and now big stompy ground man is big tree, and it's very simple. That's pretty much the story of Berserk, in a nutshell, yeah. Marika's tits, you must be hungry. I know who she is. I'm not really that degenerate yet. When will the new chapter come out? July 8th in Australia, July 9th, I think, in terms of, like, if you're in America. Do you think Ricket will have a fight with Locust? I think Locust wants a fight. I don't think Ricket will live it, but that'd be kind of cool. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of rough. Maybe that could be a similar thing. Are you an Aussie? I can't tell, Louis, if you're capping. I guess maybe I don't sound like a typical Aussie. Hang on. Yeah, mate, I'm a fucking bloody Aussie, mate. You want to get down to the pub, you want to fucking read some Berserk, mate? Fucking get you down there, right? You go. Get a couple fucking palmies, mate. Get some palmers down there. Get some fucking pots down there. Get some draft. It was an actual quote from... Oh, that's right. It's America's Tits. No, I have seen that. Which version of Casca is better? Potato Sack or current one? Probably current one. No cap, yeah. It's pretty easy. Shrimp boy. Shrimp boy. Do you guys hear the music? Ooh. Ooh, is that ending video music playing? Does that mean it's nearly time to go? Oh no. Is it nearly time to say goodbye? Shit. Please tell me it's not time to say goodbye. Oh no. I think maybe it is nearly time to say goodbye, guys. Yeah. Well, do you watch AFL? If I'm at a live game, Brandon. If I'm at a live game, yes. If I'm at home, might as well not exist. Sorry, I'm not that level of Aussie. Yeah, 4 mins. Yeah, sorry guys, but I really do appreciate everyone coming in. I'm glad people enjoyed the stream. I feel it was a huge success in terms of what we've talked about. I think I've gotten to know a lot of you guys a bit better. Maybe some of you too well, Zaid, looking at you. But all the while, hello Zaid's wife. But yeah, how long is the video? It's like 20 minutes long max. Like it could have been way longer, so I've cut it down. But yeah, the link is pinned above in the chat. So if you guys want to go there and see it, I'm going to shut the stream. It should send you directly there if the redirect works. If not, oh, sorry. But hopefully enjoy it. I'll be in chat. Tell me if you think it's shit or not. Please don't. I'm actually I got thin skin. But yeah, tell me if you, you know, if you liked it. Give us a like, subscribe. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And I'll see you guys when I stream next. Probably next week. Try and keep it a weekly thing. It's pretty easy to just boot it up and let's get going. Anyway. Bye, everyone. Bye. Goodbye now.